I'm Capt.Eddie. Welcome to my shop. I did a hollowing technique thing a couple of days ago, and I used a beautiful piece of cocobolo, which I cut the side out of, and I told you I wasn't going to lose it. Well, today I put the patch in it, chucked it back up, and turned it into something. You should see this. In fact, you should see this. Watch. I want to show you a little something I did on this piece to save it. You see the red inside? Yeah, that is a piece of veneer. I flattened both sides of the cut on a piece of glass so that this was real flat. The piece going in was real flat. Then I put a piece of red veneer from Craft Supply in it. When I turn it on, I'm going to have that one circle on one side that's going to accent it. And I'll save it. It'll be alright. Now, I'm making it round. And when you're making something round, and I hope I can get you a good angle on this, to see if there's any flat spots, if you run your finger across it, you're not going to feel it. I want you to take out a nifty tool. We all had these. When I was a kid, they gave away 2 every year at the beginning of grade school. It's called a pencil. You put it between your fingers, just like this. See how I have it? Now, you put that pencil on that piece, and you roll it around. And this works at any size piece. And if you hit a flat spot, like right there, you will feel it stop. There's a flat spot right there. I don't feel it because my finger will adjust to it and ride over it. But when I roll this pencil over the top of it, I will feel that flat spot. Same thing when I come down the face of it. There's a flat spot right by the lip. The lip came back a little bit proud. So when I want to check a piece to see if it's round, I run a pencil around it. And if there's a flat, it's not round. You got to keep that in mind. Curves are curves. It's not a curve in the world, it has a flat spot. Think if the Indy had a flat spot in the corners. Man, would that make a massive wreck or what? I shouldn't be thinking about that. Okay. But that'll let you know if there's a flat spot. It's a nifty little tip when you get to turning some pieces. Well, I'm going to shape this up, finish it out, because I told you I was not going to lose this piece. Thinking, hey Cap, can't you do better than that? Make it thinner? Yeah, I sure can. I can probably make this thing 1/8 of an inch thick. Nice, beautiful piece of wood it is, figured. A lot of oil in it and all. But that super thin stuff, that's for you and me. Not for a client. I want this to get picked up at one of my galleries and a potential client not have any problem touching it, feel comfortable handling it, and know that if the grandkid touches it, it won't break. Now the finial, that's something else. This cocobolo sands really well with the sanding wax. You don't understand what this is. Ellie Avocera turned me on to it about 4 or 5 years ago. It's a beeswax mineral oil formula. It's on my website. You can email me and I'll be glad to send it to you. There's no dust created. And I know some of you guys get sinus problems from cocobolo and it affects your breathing. I'm not one of them. That's yesterday's secondhand smoke. Okay, enough teasing. A lot of people are allergic to cocobolo and other exotics. If you don't know how you're going to react to a wood, there are links on several websites. Just Google toxic woods. It'll bring you to a site that'll explain just how dangerous a wood can be. A simple wood like yew, Y-E-W, yew, made to make bows and arrows in medieval times. Very, very toxic. Cedar, redwood, some cypresses, all of the rosewoods. Here's a pop quiz. You know what's a rosewood, and you probably know to avoid it? Yep, you got it, poison ivy. And there are all kinds of derivatives of that wood that looks like cocobolo, feels like cocobolo, and people react to it because they're highly allergic to poison ivy. So we got one coat, we got it down a little bit, we knocked it down with some 150. I'm going to take a hard look at it and see what I can do next. What I didn't say earlier was when I got finished with the 150 grit, I cleaned all the wax off the piece, which included all the loose pieces of grit and hard pieces of cocobolo and other woods that might be in it. Because when I change grits, I don't want to leave something on that's going to create a scratch. I'm at 400, this is as far as it's going to go. When I get done with this, I'll look for scratch marks. If they're there, I'll go back and get rid of them. Start with a float coat. Squirt a little inside. Get it worked up. You don't want to leave it pull in there and pull around. Then on the outside. Good flow coat. Work it in, massage it in. Some guys believe this should be done with the lathe off and moving it, but I turn the lathe down to about 200 RPMs. It's 200, right? Can you count them? Let's see, 1, 2, 3. No, you lost track, huh? Okay, so we're going to do the flow coat, and then we're going to just step right on in. I want to finish this thing up from this side before I cut it off and turn it around. And I have the perfect glue block back here that when I cut it off, reshape the glue block, and it's my jam chuck for turning it around. So you know what's going on here. I cut the glue block, put a tendon on it, then I put some cut right wax paper on a tendon, a couple layers, then I squeeze the glue block on, and I'm pushing it in place with a soft touch, which threads onto the end of my one-way revolving center, or jet revolving center. That means wood's touching wood. I have something I have to take off the bottom here, so I'll do a little shaping, and then I can put the finish on. To do the shaping, I'm going to use my little fingernail grind. Don't want to put a lot of pressure on it, or be too aggressive. So I want to read the bevel, then pick it up and push it through. See? A little wispy like that. Now if I checked it, that's a high spot. So I need to go back and get there. Oh yeah, much better. Same fingernail grind gouge. Go out to the center. Very gently. Now I got to put a lot of pressure that way. It'll cut without a lot of pressure. but it will pry the piece off the center. The difference? These were cuts. The others were scrapes. There's a little more room. When you make contact, open the tool a little. It'll cut. Before you make contact, roll it up. See the little lines disappear? Are you in a position to see that? Didn't need to start with the 120 this time. Went right to the 320, 400. Cleaned it between each sanding. Got to tell you, the wife really wonders how I go through 4 rolls of toilet paper a week outside, and I don't have a bathroom out here that she knows of. There. Now, when I rub the finish on, that will be nice. How you like that? Took a block, put a little piece of laminate in it, a little veneer from Kraft, and hollowed it out. Showed you a little technique here and there. But the important thing is, save my block of Cocobolo. Whoa, hot to the touch. I gotta let this cure up a little bit. Then I'll probably buff it out. Polish it off, make a little ornamental top with a swirl on it, play with it a little bit, and hey, this is going to be a nice piece. I'm Capt.Eddie Castellan. I'm making shavings. You need to get out there real soon and do some too. Oh, and when you're out there, freedom pens? Okay.